Yeah, sorry for the end of the first broadcast. It was due to some technical issue that I was facing here, but nevertheless, we are back again. We are back. Uh, but before I start, let me greet everyone. Let me extend my greetings to everyone that is in Edo State today. I want to thank every one of you for the peaceful election and for the conduction of this peaceful election. This is very, very important for the state because all eyes were on the state to see if Edo could organize the election. And it seems we have overcome all the obstacles that we have been facing uh, since the beginning of the campaign for the election of the governorship or the governorship election. Uh, Let me put in a sound warning to everyone. It's not yet over, but I just want to congratulate Edo people. No matter who will be the Edo state governor, uh, we should try as much as possible to cooperate and work with that person because uh, we have no choice rather than to do that because if we want our state to move forward because another chance is in 4 years to make sure if that person is not doing his job to call him back to replace him with another person. But before then, there's a long journey. We have a long journey to go in the next few days. The next few days is going to be a very, very difficult uh, uh, situation, I would say, because as we all know, the election in Nigeria is very, very, very difficult. Uh, you never really know the outcome, and yes, there has been report of malpractices and ringing of election here and there. I will not say these are not true. I will not say these are true because I wasn't there, and I cannot testify against anybody or downplay any rumor or anything that is being brought forward. I think it's the duty of our people, the Edo State, to determine who is their governor, and they are doing that right now. And the INEC is also in Edo State, in Benin City, to help them to decide that. But it is obvious that Edo people have already make up their mind. They make up their mind and they already choose. But uh, for Edo State to be peaceful, we need the cooperation of all parties, not just the three major parties, but all the small parties that were involved in this election to bring them aboard, also to use their skills to develop Edo State. It's not just about party, it's about the Edo people. It's not about APC, it's not about PTP, it's not about Labour Party or PGM or whatever whatsoever. Uh, it is the duty of the governor, the elected governor, to to give Edo people hope, to give Edo people hope, uh, to make sure Edo is always in the forefront of any decision we are taking. And let us not forget our tradition. This is what make us. This is what made us to whom we are today. Without our tradition, without our ancestors, we were not here today. We will not be here. So we also need to give thanks and praises to the whole of our ancestors, to thank them for helping us to conduct a peaceful election, that there is no report of anybody that lost his life or lost his child or anybody in this election. And that is for us one of the most important issues. Although people are trying to say if so and so, there will be fire in Edo State. I think the Edo people will know how to prevent that, because nobody who will want his house to be burned down or a house to be destroyed just because of a governorship election. Because we all know how difficult the situation is right now in Edo State, not just only in Edo State, in the whole world. We know all the difficult situation. Uh, I think the new governor have a heavy task ahead of him, because there's a lot to do, and I'm still saying it. The international airport, the seaport, is is one of the key factors for the development of Edo State. Because when we look at other states with all these projects, we can see the difference. There are difference to Edo State. Edo State is lacking behind when it comes to infrastructure. And this is what we need to really uh, put all our effort with some good roads. We mustn't do all at once, but with some good connections that we bring Edo people together. And I also want to use this opportunity to call on our ASAM people, because what I'm seeing right now in all ASAP platform, is leading to a big division, not just a division, but a crisis among the Asian people of Edo State, which is our brothers and our sisters. We can see how the insult is flowing right now in all social media avenue of the Asian people. And I have been warning against all this since 3 months or 4 months, that the Edo people is not the problem of the Asian people, that the Asian people are the problem of themselves, because the Edo people give every chance to Asian people to produce their two sons, to stand for the governorship, for the governors, or as a governor in Edo State. And we have been seeing the division in the Asian people, with real insult, with threat, and at the same time intimidation. And we would like to see an end to all this intimidation, arrest, and threatening, and insulting, because this is a high time the Asian people come together to reject any division among them, to reject any division between them and Edo and other tribes that is living in Edo State, or ethnic group that is living in Edo State. Because we all are from the same ancestors. We all are Edo, whether you like it or not. We all are Edo people. We left this Benin kingdom or empire to other places to establish. And because we now establish in other places, that doesn't take you out of your home. We still see Isan as our brothers and sisters, no matter what happens. And for me, I don't see any problem with me and Isan, because Isans are my brothers and my sisters. I see them as my loved ones, and at the same time respect them. But in every tribe, in every ethnic, uh, there is also people who doesn't like peace, who doesn't like harmony among our people. And that is also very, very important, because using your platform to be promoting peace, promote peace among our people, is very, very important. Because I've been saying this for over 1 year. Please use all your platform to promote peace, because peace and security goes together. And if we don't have peace, we doesn't have development. There's no infrastructure. There's nothing you can do without peace. So that is why it's very, very important. That is why I was very happy when I saw the Oba of Benin, Omonobanedo Okuapolopolo Oba Eware II Ogedigan come out publicly with a write-up to call on all the chiefs, Igyohen and Nigis and all that, to pray for peace in Edo State for the upcoming election to be peaceful. And we want to say a very, very big thanks to the Oba of Benin for his peaceful mediation among the candidates, among the parties, and also those who are visiting to support their candidates. And that was very, very important. It was the key factor to this election. No matter who wins, it is an Edo son. No matter who loses, it's also an Edo son. We doesn't have one Edo big one. We doesn't have one Edo small one. Although you speak the Esan language, we see you as an Edo person, like it or not. Those of you saying that you are Esan, then I want to throw this question for you. Where were you before? Where were your ancestors inhabiting before you're now calling yourself Esan? Let us know about that. We will respect everything but the truth. But if you start telling us lies, we will not respect that lies we have been hearing for so long. And it's time to correct all these mistakes. It is time to correct all these mistakes because the division between Esa and Edo, the division between Isoko and Robo, the division between Robo and the Shekiri and all that should be brought behind us because this is the new time to start promoting ourselves as peaceful community because this is what we need in Edo State. This is what we need in Edo State. We doesn't need all this sort of insecurity people are trying to project in Edo State because we are very, very peaceful people and we are also ready to fight when it comes to fighting. But before then, the Benin people always explore all avenue when it comes to uh, uh, promoting peace, you know, because our people today is quite different from our forefathers, our forefathers. We are quite different. We have everything it takes to bring Edo State forward, to bring the south of Nigeria forward. My new project is the Benin Nation. The Benin Nation comprises of not just Edo State, only Edo State, but beyond to Cross River, Akwa Ibom, to Bayelsa, Delta, and so on, even as far as to Ondo State and Lagos State. Bringing our people together is one of the key factors for we surviving Nigeria. Because today, I can tell you, if you go deep into the Benin history, then you will understand that the Benis are the second largest ethnic group in West Africa after the Fulanis. So people don't really understand. If you know your history, you know where you are coming from, and then you will know where you are going. But if you don't know where you are coming from, you can also understand where you are going. You know, if you read the history of your ancestors, understand them, hear their voice, then you will understand the future also. Because the future is something that is very, very difficult to predict. But if we stand together, if we come together as a nation, as a South, you know, that is where the Benin people or Edo State will play a very, very vital role, a very, very important role in bringing our people together. It's not the only obstacle, it's about supremacy, fake histories here and there. And if we can overcome all this, I believe we are going forward. We are moving forward because upon all the obstacles we are facing, we have been moving forward compared to Before the Civil War and after the Civil War, what happened to us? We were able to rebuild our state without the help of the federal government, without the help of outsiders, upon all the destruction that was inflicted on Benin City, even during the colonial era. So I believe the Benin people are more solid than what people are thinking. When I mean Benin, many people doesn't really understand the word Benin because Benin is the state capital. Benin is a name derived from Ubini, and Ubini is a name inexhaustible. Ubini no Bewo is one of the largest empire to see. And the Benin people are resilient. They are hardworking people. It's not what people are trying to say we are. We are not in that form. They may call us Yahoo Yahoo people, but I believe we know all this history, how Yahoo started in Nigeria, and who brought it to Nigeria. Or Ashawo, we know who brought it to our state. But today, I think Edo will be moving forward if we in diaspora, we living at home, come together to establish in our state, because that is also very, very important. Because what our people are doing nowadays is investing in other states rather than invest in Benin, because they are saying nothing is happening in Benin. If you don't invest in Benin, then nothing will be happening in Benin. It's only when you invest in Benin something will be happening in Benin. That's why it's very, very important for us to start investing in Benin, to pressuring our government that security is the key and infrastructure is also the key. Electricity, for example, in Benin should be a key project, pressuring the federal government of Nigeria to reform the electricity or the power sector, that every state can generate its own power. I think the Benin will be having a good chance to generate its own power for himself that will light up the whole Benin nation. And that is also very, very important because as we are seeing everything today, we are not really moving forward as it's supposed to be. You see, when I was talking about our tradition, people will always say, "Oh, why can't you leave the tradition alone? This is too old, and the world is developing." How do you think the white people develop their country? Most of them, most of the developed country in the Western world. How do you think they develop it? Because they respect their tradition and they are still respecting it till date. They are still respecting it till date. And they are still doing most of the things, most of these establishment, most of these innovations that we are having now is from their forefathers. Their forefathers stole it from us, but they are building on it, reselling it to us, while we are looking down on ourselves as somebody who knows nothing or who is not intelligent enough. But that is not the case. Actually, it's the opposite. We have people, but the biggest problem we're having, I will not say is the leader, but ourselves, because the leaders are ourselves, because we vote people into power. People we don't trust, people who doesn't work for us, people who work for their own pocket. But it is time we come up to start changing the narratives in the form of a peaceful form, a peaceful investment. Most of people have seen so many broadcasts in Facebook, in TikTok, and other platform saying, "Don't build house in Nigeria if you are living in abroad." My people, if you have the money and if you have what you want to invest on in Nigeria or in Edo State, please do that. Because if you are living in a foreign land, you are still a foreigner. No matter how many passports you have, you are still a foreigner there. If anything happened tomorrow, it will be the set of people they will drive out of that land. Mind you, Mind you, you might be living there freely now, peacefully, but things may change tomorrow because things are moving fast in Europe because we can see the right wing parties are winning ground, they are pulling ground, and things may turn upside down. You know, and that is why it's very, very important that we invest in our home, that we'll be having a home we are coming back to tomorrow. You know, it mustn't be a big company, but it's big enough for you to feed your family. Because imagine, yeah, and there are so many like Ukraine, Russia. If anybody tell you that 10 years ago that there would be a war in Ukraine and Russia, you will not believe. But today they are still fighting. They have been fighting for the past 3 years. So all Nigerians that was living in part of this world lost their jobs, lost their what all they invested in those both land. So it is time for us to start investing on ourselves. Like it or not, if you invest here, you must also lose the investment. It's not only Nigeria you lose investment. There are people, there are companies going into bankruptcy every day in this country. It's only 5 out of 100 that really succeed in a year here if you invest. So it is time for us to start investing on ourselves, investing on our people, infrastructure. The next governor must be very, very ready to do that. I want to thank everyone again before I leave this broadcast. I want to make sure Edo people hear this. Edo people, Isan people, every Isako people, Owan people, Afiema people that are in Edo State, condos for the peaceful election. Condos Omonoba of Benin for the peaceful election. Condos the Niges of Benin for the peaceful election. Thank you everyone for joining me and have a great day. Bye bye.